Hey, what is up guys? DRC3 here, back with another My Hero Ultra Impact video, and today, Climax Battle is back, albeit only for 14 days, technically 13 days at the time of doing this video, but it is back for about 2 weeks for you to have another chance to get this all for one if you weren't able to get him before, and now we have ability boards up to 13, so you probably, hopefully, have a better chance at getting this all for one. I don't know, actually. I would believe it's probably more likely or more possible without having Fantasy Todoroki now, especially since, like, for example, Kirishima, the blue one, now has 3 barriers if you get his DX skill all the way up. So if you level up the blue Kirishima to board 13, you're definitely going to have a better chance at surviving all for one and making it to the end on double S difficulty, and then potentially getting the character, which is really cool. So make sure you're working on him. He's probably, especially if you don't have Fantasy Todoroki, otherwise just work on Fantasy Todoroki if you have him. But he's probably going to be the key to doing this without Fantasy Todoroki nowadays. I will try to attempt it before Climax Battle is done this season and see if I can potentially do it with just Kirishima without the blue Todoroki. But for now, as you can see, I have already done a double S clear today, and I'm going to attempt another one right here soon. But I wanted to go over the missions that are in Climax Battle this time around, and then we'll just go through a run with you guys. Alright, so you got your daily mission, of course, for Take on a Climax Battle. That is 30 free medals. Make sure you just take it on every day. You don't even have to try. You literally go into it and it gives you this mission. So make sure you do that every day. And then for the ongoing missions, these are one-time missions you can get. Very important that you do them, though, because there are really good rewards like hero gems, but even more than hero gems, these SR orbs are invaluable. So let's go over all these missions. First mission, get the class A all for one down to 75% HP or less. That's very easy for anyone to do. Mission 2, get class A all for one down to 50% HP or less. Mission 3, get class A all for one down to 25% HP or less. Mission 4, get the class S all for one down to 75% HP or less. That might be a little bit harder for people. Get the class S all for one down to 50% HP or less. That one's even harder. And then get the class S all for one down to 25% HP or less. Of course, that one is fairly difficult. If you have the Fantasy Todoroki, if you have leveled up ABL type characters, it's not too bad. S difficulty is clearable, like, repeatably, and it's not all that difficult. Double S difficulty is where it gets a bit insane, and you have to know how phase shifts work and things like that. There's different phase shifts. You have to know when he's going to take no damage so you don't waste moves and stuff like that. So this mission, get the class S, double S, all for one down to 75% HP or less. That one's doable for most people. Even if you don't have Fantasy Todoroki, you can at least get that one done. And then most people, if they try really hard, they can at least get all for one down to 50%. So this next one, get the class SS all for one down to 50% HP or less. You'll get 20 free stars. That's really good. And then the next one, this one is pretty dang difficult. And if you made it to this point, you're pretty much either winning or losing. So if you get class SS all for one down to 25% HP or less, then you will get 75 hero gems. That's obviously a big reward. And then you have a few special missions this time around. Complete class A with Bakugo, complete class S with All Might, complete class S with Todoroki. Those are all doable and not too hard because you're going to be using most of these characters anyways. The only one that might be kind of weird is class A with Midoriya, but if you have the blue Deku, the Air Force Deku, then that one's not very hard either, and it's A difficulty. So all of these you'll pretty much be doing anyways. So yeah, there's all the missions. They're not too crazy this time around. It's pretty much the same as before, and you just want to make sure you're at least getting the SR orbs. That's probably literally the most valuable thing out of all of this, in my opinion. Of course, hero gems are good, but the most valuable thing is definitely the SR orbs. So I'm going to accept that. I still have to go back and do Midoriya at some point. I'm not that worried about it though. Alright, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you guys a double S try, and I have previous videos on Climax Battle that kind of walk you through the phase shifts and stuff like that, but I'll do that here as well, in case you're newer to the game, or you haven't done Climax Battle before, or you just completely forgot how Climax Battle works. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in here. This is the team I'm using. I'm using the Blue All Might, I'm using the Fantasy Todoroki, and I'm using Kirishima. All my subslots, I have Bakugo and Hawks. All of my characters are pretty much level 100 except for Hawks, and I'm not gonna lie to you. This is endgame content, guys. This is endgame content. It's not free to play friendly. It's gonna be difficult for you to do. You need to have the best characters and the best memories. Good news is you don't necessarily need board 13 characters. Like, none of these characters are board 13. It would be better to have them at least roughly board 9 if you can. But yeah, and so I'm running a crit memory on All Might. I'm running a crit memory on Todoroki. I'm actually not running a crit memory on Kirishima. I'm running an ability action skill cooldown memory on Kirishima, so he gets his action skill up quicker, which helps with defending, so he can do coverage more often. I'm doing a crit memory on Bakugo, and then of course I'm doing a crit memory on Hawks. All right, so let's go ahead and hop in. Just like I scripted, this is the end, all for one. You demon of evil, today you die. Okay, so if you don't know how Climax Battle works or how double S difficulty works, when the Nomu spawn in, they draw aggro. As you can see, I can't target anyone right now. However, with Todoroki's attack all, that would make it so I can target anyone I want. It's going to remove the aggro, so just keep that in mind. However, I don't really worry about removing aggro when I do it. I actually focus on getting rid of the Nomus first, because if you get rid of the Nomus earlier on in Climax Battle, then they won't spawn at the end and potentially stop you from killing All for One at the end, because at the end is when he's at his strongest, so you definitely want to kill him as quickly as possible. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do an attack all with Todoroki here. We're going to do All Might's Carolina Smash, and then we're going to do a coverage with Kirishima. Whenever you get a freeze, that's really good because it just delays an action skill. And as you can see, you want to aim to hopefully kill one of the Nomus, which is why you need level 100s. Now that I've killed one of the Nomus, you can see I can target whoever I want because of Todoroki hitting his attack all and lowering their speed. However, I don't I don't want to ignore the Nomu. Like I said, it's better to get rid of the Nomus because they only spawn a certain amount. Get rid of as many as you can early on, that way it's easier for you later. Alright, so I'm going to do a Kirishima first, then I'm going to do All Might, then I'm going to do Todoroki. Hopefully I don't miss the tap. I completely missed the tap. So that's that kind of sucks, but it's okay. It doesn't really affect me all that much. And you'll see why. Alright, so right here, normally I would have All Might and Todoroki's plus ultra. I actually never have Kirishima's plus ultra right here, but I'm not going to use all 3 plus ultras. I know when you typically do content, you're probably used to using all 3 plus ultras in one turn or 2 plus ultras in one turn. But as you can see, All for One is at 952,000 health. Assuming Todoroki hits a crit, he'll do somewhere between 30 and 40,000, and then my autos will do the rest of the damage, down to 900,000 health. At 900,000 health, he has a phase shift, and when that phase shift occurs, he no longer takes damage, so it'd just be a waste to use any other plus ultras. Plus, I always use Todoroki's plus ultra right here because he lowers the enemy's defense for my next plus ultras or my next attacks that I'm going to use later on. Okay, 52,000. He did even more than I said he would. And you can see that's why you don't use more than 1 plus ultra. Okay, now the next Nomu spawn, that's fine. Don't be afraid to use plus ultras on Nomu. I'm going to use this plus ultra on Nomu. Hopefully we can kill him off this turn. That would be ideal. Okay, but it doesn't look like we're going to, but that's fine because he's going to die next turn with Todoroki's attack all. We are going to continue to use action skills here. And this Nomu should be dead right here. And that opens us up for 2 plus ultras here, or I can use the action skills. Now, right here, I'm actually going to use the action skills because I don't want to do too much damage too fast, because if you recall, I said you want to kill as many Nomus as you can early. If I do too much damage too fast, he's going to do a phase shift, and I don't want that phase shift to occur yet, because then when he phase shifts, he starts blowing your characters out of the screen, and that's a pain in the butt. And it messes up your rotations. Okay, so he's at a good amount of health right now. I still don't want to use the plus ultras, as weird as that sounds. I'm going to let it sit for another turn. Okay, now the Nomus are back. I really don't care which one it attacks. It's going to draw aggro to one of them. And we're just going to attack one of the Nomus. Okay, good. And then we killed that one, perfect, and then our other plus ultra goes to the other Nomu. So like I said, don't be afraid to use plus ultras on Nomu. Alright, and now we have all our action skills back, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. Alright, and boom. And now we're covering again with Kirishima. You can see how useful that memory is. That reduces the action skill cooldown time of Kirishima. Okay. And now we'll use our full action skill set on All for One. Okay, and at 500,000 health, he's going to do another phase shift. Right now he's at 557,000 health. And you can see Nomus are still spawning. The goal, ideally, is to pretty much have the Nomus done spawning. So we're only going to use 2 action skills, right? Or 2 plus ultras here, because I think 1 more Nomu might spawn. If 1 more Nomu doesn't spawn, though, then we're good. So we'll see. Don't be afraid to let your characters die. It's okay if Kirishima dies. It's not a big loss. You have 2 sub-slot units. This event is designed to use all your units. Okay, good. That Nomu's almost dead. Alright, and now I think we're ready. We should be ready to take All for One down to 500,000 health. Okay, and he is no longer going to take damage, but that's fine. And here we go. Okay, those 2 get blown out. That's fine. This is why you put like big damage dealers like Hawks in the rotation slot. So when he does blow out the characters without a barrier, because if you have a barrier, he won't blow your characters out. But if he blows out the characters without a barrier, you want damage characters coming in. So it's actually good that he blew out Kirishima, because we've traded out a tank for a damage character, because now the goal is to burst down this All for One as quickly as we can. Because if you don't burst him down, then he will do the attack all that really like messes up your team. If you do burst him down though, he won't do the attack all and you'll skip that phase. Okay, and you see his little glowing feet, like how he was glowing before was indicating that he still had an attack all to do, but that glowing underneath his feet went away. That means we were successful in doing enough damage, meaning he is no longer going to do the attack all, so we are safe, okay? So now we're going to do these 2 action skills, and we're going to do a plus ultra. We don't have to worry about our action skills or when to use them and stuff like that, because when we do get to the final phase, he's going to restore all our action skills for us because he's a nice guy. All right, and we'll go ahead and just do a turn here. All right, and we'll do this right here. Should do a good amount of damage to him. And at 200,000 health, he'll stop taking damage, as you can see right there, and we enter the final phase. So keep in mind, I still have all 5 of my characters alive. The other 2 just got blown out to the sub-slots, but we're still doing really good. He is going to plus ultra us right here, so this is why you need Fantasy Todoroki. You can actually probably make it up to this point, no matter what team you have, as long as they're all ABL type characters that are relatively strong, without Fantasy Todoroki. But if you don't have Fantasy Todoroki, this is where you would need him. I could see this potentially being done with the SR Cheer or Araka, who also gives the whole team barriers, but that's a lot harder to pull off, and you got to get her to come in off a sub slot with him blowing the other characters out of the screen. It's like a lot more figuring out. Okay, so this is probably the best you can do right now. All right, so we're going to do this. Then we're going to do this, which increases our skill impact for the next turn. We want as much skill impact as we can get with Hawks. And then we're going to do this, which is going to give our whole team a barrier so we don't die to his plus ultra. All right, there we go. And as you can see, we're still fine. He does do quite a bit of damage. As you can see, Bakugo took a huge amount of damage there from just one auto, so it's better to have your characters as full on health as you can get them realistically. All right, so right here, I'm going to use Hawks' plus ultra instead of his action skill, instead of a full action skill chain, because let's say I don't kill him this turn because he gets that ridiculous amount of last stands. I can show you really quickly. Let's see. He has 5 last stands, okay? Let's say I don't kill him here. Let's say I didn't have my 2 action skills hit or whatever. I don't know. For whatever reason, he still has a last stand left. If I use the plus ultra, that means I have an action skill to use next turn, and my action skill will go before he blows my whole team away with another plus ultra. However, if I use my action skill here and then I try to use my plus ultra next turn, he'll get the first move. Okay, so it's better to use your plus ultra right here. All right, and this should, yep, okay. And as you can see, he is still alive, so there you go, there's proof. And you're about to see what I'm talking about right now. So we're gonna kill him off with action skills before he can blow us away. And boom. Oh, that wasn't enough. Oh no. Oh no, okay, well. You can see even sometimes it happens to the best of us. I messed that up apparently. But yeah, that's the gist of it. That's how you do it. I'll rerun this and beat it. That's crazy. Alright, so we'll go for run 2 here. Why not? Basically, just keep in mind all the things I said as we go through this. Alright, so we're going to attack all, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Alright. That was just really unfortunate. I thought we had enough damage. Alright, and now we're going to do this. We did not kill the Nomu first turn, unfortunately, so that's kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Alright, so right here I'm actually going to do some targeting because it's kind of messed up. We're going to use the plus ultra on all for one. There we go. Alright, and we are going to be a turn behind, but that's fine. Alright, good. He's at 900,000. We can use these 2 plus ultras. Might as well. Kill off the Nomu. I know last time I used the action skills, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. As long as the Nomu dies. Alright, we go like this. We're going to draw aggro away from All Might, because All Might's taking some hits. Alright, and we'll use all our action skills here. Alright, and good, another Nomu's up. I'm not going to use Todoroki's action skill, I'm going to save it for the next Nomu. Or his action skill at plus ultra. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, next Nomu's up. We use Todoroki's plus ultra. Good thing about, the reason I saved Todoroki specifically is because it decreases defense, making it easier for my normal attacks to do more damage and potentially kill Nomu. Alright, there we go, and now we're ready to do a full chain. He's frozen, so that guaranteed our crit, which is good. Keeps removing our barriers from Kirishima, but that's fine. It is what it is, alright? And we should have one more set of Nomus, hopefully our last set. I do believe... I don't know the actual specific count for the Nomus. I should probably figure that out. Make it easier. Alright. Looks like another one's not spawning for right now, so we'll use our plus ultras. Somebody might die here. This could be a mistake. There could be another Nomu spawning, in which case that'll be a problem. Alright, Kirishima's still alive somehow. And those 2 are gone, but that's fine, like I've said before. Alright, and a Nomu is back, that's fine though. Alright, we'll do our attack alls just to get as much damage in on all for one as we can. This time I might actually have to avoid going after the Nomu fully, unless he dies right here. Okay, we're good. Okay, hopefully another one does not spawn. It doesn't look like it, so I think we're okay. We should be able to put enough damage in. Should be fine. It looks like we did do enough damage. As you can see, his action skill light around his feet is gone. We're almost down to 200,000 health. And we're going to go ahead and do this. And next phase. And we got a barrier so we don't take any additional damage from this auto. He's going to restore all our action skills. Because like I said, he is a nice guy. Alright, we're going to do... let's try it this time around. Hopefully we don't... like I said, we're still going to use the plus ultra here. We're still going to use the plus ultra. I use that Bakugo's fire like that because it does a defense down, which just makes everything else hit harder. Alright, now it gets a little bit iffy. Okay, so, all for one. What is he at? He has 4 last stands. We should be able to, hopefully, I believe, get pretty close to getting rid of all the last stands right now. Okay, yep. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and dead. There we go. We got him that time. So make sure you take a look at his last stands, count how many it's going to take. So the last stands start when his HP hits 1, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can count how many last stands you've gone through. And if you don't get rid of them, then you know you might lose the next turn, unless you have an action skill up to kill him before he plus ultras you. But there you go. There was a successful double S run on Climax Battle. So you got to see a failure and a success. And sometimes you get those extra 20 bonus medals. I don't really know why you get the extra bonus medals. I don't think anyone's ever really figured out why. I think it's just random when you get them and when you don't. But yeah, so there's double S difficulty. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please go down there, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I am still trying to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I can only do it with your guys' help. So please help me out and leave me some comments about what you guys thought about the video. Peace.